Hi, I'm going to create a quick tutorial on Project 2. There are a number of different ways that this can be created. As the instructions state, you can use Muse, or you can use Dreamweaver, or create it completely in Photoshop. And for this video, I'm going to create it completely in Photoshop for those that don't know how to use Muse or Dreamweaver. It also says down here at the bottom that you can or you should not use Illustrator or InDesign. And if you're comfortable with these programs, I'm fine with you using them. You just want to compile the final thing that you submit. You want to put that together in Photoshop. Waze Goose is the example that you should work with. I'm going to use something different just so that your design can be original. Now, please note that I have not rehearsed this. I'm going to just put it together here, and so that you kind of get the idea of how long it takes, and I'll just make some quick design decisions. It is best, of course, for you to do a little bit of research, do a few sketches, and then get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is find a printer website. And so I will launch Google. I will type in online printing, and there's a few that come up, 4over, 48-hour print, got print, Vista, and I'm going to use Upprinting. We'll click on that, and we can see how this website looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this almost the width of my monitor, and then I'm going to make a screenshot of it. I'll do that over here, and just a second. Okay. Let's see my screenshot. There it is there. There's my screenshot. We're going to open that up in Photoshop. Okay, so I noticed one thing right away. I wanted this to be longer, but we're going to go ahead and stay with it because this is maybe how you guys will set yours up, and we'll see how we can work around this. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is go back to, well, first let's go ahead and save this. And save as, and we'll save it, just call it web for now, and not PNG. We want Photoshop. PSD there. All right, so we got that saved. Okay. So now what we want to do is create, let's create a layer. We'll create a layer, and we're just going to call this white. And we'll fill it with white, but we'll turn it off for now. Edit, fill. I want to fill it with white because sometimes when I work, I want to have a white background. So now we have to create the different banners at the 3 different sizes. So I will go back to my to the instructions, and so we have 300 by 250. And so I'm going to cheat this over here so that I can see it, and I'm going to cheat my Photoshop over here, move these menus out of the way. Okay, so now we can see it. And we're going to go to this tool. What is this? The rectangle tool here. And we're just going to click, and we get this dialog, and then we can type in our size. And so this is 300, and this is 250. Okay, that's our first one. And the color doesn't matter right now. So we'll just put that off to the side. We'll go back to our rectangle tool, and we will do the next size, which is 728 by 90. Okay. And we'll do our last size, which is 160 by 600. 160 by 600. All right. So we got those 3 sizes. These are our 3 banner sizes. And the first thing we're going to do is save the file, or the next thing we're going to do. So we save. We don't want to lose anything. And then from here, I'm going to stretch Photoshop back out so that the working area is about the size of my camera area. Okay. Now let's position these in some interesting, move these around a little bit. So let's take this, maybe put this here. I'd wanted this to be down here, but just for our purposes, I will put it here because these are like advertisements. And then I will take the big square here, and I'm going to go ahead and cover up. Let's cover this up here. And that fits pretty good in line. And then we'll take this and align it right with the top over there, and maybe with this arrow over here. Okay, so there's my positions. Now I'm going to save this. And then we have to design these. And here's that white layer. I want to put that there. Another thing that I will do is I will go back and I will I'm gonna rename these layers, or these, so that I have the right size. At this point, actually, it doesn't matter, so I'm not even going to rename those because I'm going to present this one file with all three together. So now we need to begin designing this. The only thing that I thought about ahead of time is a particular font, and I wanted to use a specific font on these. So I'm going to first, I want to put some guides on here. Okay. And I'm going to design within these. No, I was going to use the guides, but then when I do these guides, it'll overlap this guide, and now I don't want them anymore. So we're going to get rid of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these three, and I'm going to put them in a folder like that. I just dragged them down. Let me show you what I did. I'm going to edit, undo. I just selected these three layers, and I dragged them down onto the folder icon there. So now I have a group of these because I want to be able to do this, and also I'm gonna create my my design on top of these. And so I'm going to I can do that right now so that I can design right on top. And I'm going to drag some letters in, and I'm going to make up the name Typecast, just making it up. And remember, you're supposed to use, what is this? Ways Goose. And so, all right. And I've got these letters that I've always wanted to use, so I'm going to use them here. I think they're kind of cool. There's a T. These are already bitmap letters that I got from some free website. I can't remember. TY. Drag that in. And I'm just dragging these right off of my folder in my computer. TYP. Okay. And E. All right. Okay, so we're at about 8.5 minutes here. I'll keep going. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit and arrange these a little bit better. So there's the Y. I'll move it over a little bit. There's the P. Move it over. And then the E. And move it over. Okay. And I'm going to call this, as I said, Typecast. So I'm going to take my font, and I'm going to type in C-A-S-T. Okay, and it's really small, so you can see it right there. So I'm just going to, on the Mac, Command T, and I'm going to hold my Shift key and stretch that out. And okay, so that looks okay, but I'm going to make this type a little bit smaller, and I want to increase the tracking in here so that these are spread out a little bit more. And I'm going to make this text black. So let's move this over so you can kind of see what's going on here. So where is my font tool? I don't have it open, so I will go up to the top menu, go to Windows, and character, and it says that it's open, but I don't see it. Oh, it's right up here. Oh, blind. Okay, so I'm going to change this color to black like that. I'm going to change the tracking here. Let's put it up to 100, see how far that goes. Not very far. We'll go 300 like that. I'm going to go double that, 600. Okay, so that's there. Now, I actually want a font that is like extended too, because this font is sort of tall and lean. This is sort of square. I want something a little more contrast to this. So I will go with the tried and true. I was going to go with Helvetica, but I want something more like this. Bank Gothic. Yeah, that's a little bit more of what I want. And I actually want this a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go down here. If you can see here, there's a little bit of space right here. See this space? You've got space, space, space. And I don't really want this space over here because I want my handles when I resize to be right at the T. So I'm going to enter. I'm going to come back with my the text tool here, and I'm going to select this letter, and I'm going to turn my tracking back down to 0. So that way the edge of this box is with the T, because that's how I want it. And I want it to line up. It is easier to move around. Okay, typecast. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to place it on each of my boxes. And my boxes are a little light, so I'm going to just bring that up a little bit, and we can, something like that. Okay, so typecast. The first one, we're going to take these and we're going to make another folder. Oops, didn't want to do that. Let's get rid of that. All right, we can close up properties. We're going to make another folder. We're just dragging that onto the, and we'll do this. We'll go vertical, and we're going to do another one. We're going to make a copy of that, and we're just dragging that over. Let me do that again, because we're going to need 3. We're just going to drag this over this one, which makes a copy. And we're going to call this one horizontal. And we're going to call this one square. Okay. Close that for now, and then just deal with the vertical. So we move this over here, and then we select that and resize that so that it fits in my banner like that. And then I'm going to go to the horizontal. Let's move this down so we can see a little bit more. There we go. So pressing my space bar, move this over. We are on horizontal. That's this one here. Now for the horizontal, I don't really want it this way. I'll show you what I'm going to do, because it'll work better, because it'll be very small like that. And so I want it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take the type that way, go into the folder, and I'm going to rearrange cast and just bring it over to here. I can make it big. And I don't know exactly how I want it, so I'm just going to put it in the middle, about that size. Okay, now we're going to do the square. And this one, I'm probably going to leave it the way it is, typecast. And we'll put this one right in the center like this. Okay,